Today we have with us Tech Mahindra's Managing Director and CEO, C.P. Gurnani, Chief Financial Officer, Milind Kulkarni, and President BFSI, HLS and Corporate Development, Vivek Agarwal. Without any further delay, over to you, CP.
Thank you, Abhilasha. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Tech Mahindra Q1 22 results. Thank you all for joining us today. I again want to, thank all of you for your support in building business during the pandemic and overall as we continue to focus on doing everything which is not only good business, but business which is fair and good. Your company prides itself on a company which has one of the highest ESG ratings for any company in India. Your company is fully aware that the wave 2 that we saw during April and May was a very, very difficult period for our employees and their families. We pretty much resorted to the management team along with the representatives for various locations of Tech Mahindra getting together and doing daily calls to monitor the health of our employees, their families, and the extended families and our CSR initiatives. Your company definitely mourns the loss of a few lives during this period, and we have continued to increase our association with their families and give them every possible support during this difficult period. Our COVID support drive includes working with the community, giving 20 oxygen plants, very, very well-equipped modern ambulances. The ambulances are being fitted right now as we speak, and they will be handed over in the first week of August. For our sustained efforts in putting nature, people, planet at the heart of global value creation, we have now received the HRH, the Prince of Wales inaugural Terracotta Seal. Now, we also are very, very happy that your company continued with the vaccination drives. As a matter of fact, the employees are only encouraged to come to office if they have had both the doses of vaccination. Your company has nearly covered about 80% of its employees. We have made the facility available to employees and their families, and we hope to increase the coverage. So safety first, employee first, company with a sense of purpose continues to be our business ethos. In Q1, overall, we have seen an all-rounded performance across all our key markets and industry verticals. As I had indicated to you, that our large deal engine is now working very closely with our customers. We continue to see strong traction in large deals. We are becoming increasingly a much deeper digital transformation partner to our clients, and the results are here. Our highest quarterly run rate of revenue, 1384 million, growth of 4.1% quarter on quarter. We have also been awarded one of the largest healthcare deal, the largest in life sciences, where we are now going to work with a very huge hospital chain to provide digital provisioning, and fulfillment. On the BPS side also, we have signed up a large deal in UK. Again, a huge focus on customer experience management. As I said, comms, media and entertainment, enterprise, all have shown growth. Q1 growth for CME is 3.2%. For the enterprise business, it is 4.7%. I'm also very pleased to announce that your company is now invested in an artificial intelligence enabled NetOps.ai, a new digital platform where one of the largest companies in the world called Amazon AWS will jointly invest to move some of the legacy networks to cloud, and NetOps.ai is a very, very exciting platform, and your company has already started winning deals on NetOps.ai. On the 5G pipeline, continue to see huge growth, and we are now seeing some of the large businesses coming through 5G. So clearly, growth in platforms, growth in BPS business, the highest that I have seen in our BPS, 11% quarter on quarter, growth in manufacturing, 4.5%. I think overall we have had a decent quarter. More important for me is that we continue to build a strong pipeline. I also am confident. Last time, some of you had asked me whether I can commit to double digit, and I told you that we do not give guidance, but we do believe that we should be able to maintain or do better than the trajectory of this quarter through the year. And that gives you that confidence that your company is not only going to grow, but it is also going to play a more important role in healthcare, BFSI, manufacturing. And one of the sectors which is becoming even bigger is our technology sector. That's a new vertical that we have now launched for the product engineering companies, for the hyperscalers, and for some of the unicorns. And the tech sector now is one of our highest growth sectors for the industry. So I know I'm repetitive, spectacular all-round growth, and it touches many of the verticals, CME, tech sector, BFSI, healthcare, and manufacturing. I think our biggest focus for the FY22 will be talent, and we are looking at talent joining in various specialist focus digital verticals like AI, IoT, deep tech industry, space tech. I mean, we are building up a very, very deep leadership strength. This only signifies our confidence and our investments in creating better solutions for the industry and many of the industry verticals that we are working on. We are increasing our fresher intake by 3x this year. We are also looking at increasing our partnerships so that we partnerships with the VC firms, with the private equity firms, and this is basically so that we can integrate better with them as the companies that we are assisting, they are able to look at their run, change, grow. That means their run, change, grow for their clients. On M&A side, yes, we've been active, but I'll let Vivek Agarwal focus on that. We have done extremely well on the partner ecosystem. We have been recognized for exemplary performance by Microsoft, by SAP, by Pega, and we again believe that partnership is the way we will be able to cement our relationship with our clients. So partnerships with new age companies, partnerships with SAP, Oracle, Microsoft, and Pega and Cisco, and partnership with our clients, I think you would see a much better alignment of our partner ecosystem. The company has also decided to spend a lot on their brand and ecosystem. We have announced with FIDE a landmark partnership for creation of a Global Chess League. The advisor to the Global Chess League is Anand Vishwanath, and having your own India's best known grandmaster, being an advisor, being on the board of this new Global Chess League itself shows that Tech Mahindra has chosen to respect the thought leadership that chess brings, respect the dominance of the India in the global chess position, and we will build on that. And it's going with the tradition. This will be a phygital, there will be physical global chess tournament, and there will be a digital global chess tournament. So we will share more details with you as we go along, but I'm very, very excited about the Global Chess League. So again, very proud of company with a purpose, very proud of our recognition in the ESG, very proud of the results. And I think the best person to talk about our capital allocation is Vivek, and the best person to give you more details on our financial results is Milind. Thank you, Abhilasha. And if it's okay, Abhilasha, I can hand over the mic to Milind Kulkarni.
Milind, you're on mute.
Do you want me to say a few words, or should we go to question answer? I mean, up to
No,
you,
Milind, please go. Please go.
Why don't you, Milind, share a bit, and Vivek needs to speak a little bit on M&A because I didn't cover the M&A part.
Okay. So, I mean, as CP alluded to, our first quarter revenue was, I mean, we have had a good quarter with the highest quarterly revenue and highest profit after tax. We had a quarter with where the revenues have grown by 4.1%, and most of all both our CME vertical, communication, media, entertainment, as well as enterprise, have grown at a very healthy rate. So communication CME has grown by 3.2%, despite the weakness in the mobility business, which is seasonal in quarter one. And despite that, there is a 3.2% growth in CME vertical. Enterprise vertical has grown at about 4.7% quarter on quarter. Our deal wins, I mean, what is more satisfying is our deal wins continue to be healthy. And last time CP had alluded to deal wins, and our deal wins for the quarter are about 815 million. And that too, reasonably well divided between both CME as well as enterprise vertical. Our EBIT per quarter is 209 million, I mean 1,545 crore rupees versus 219 million in the last quarter. And the decline is because of the increments which we have rolled out in quarter one, as well as increase in the subcon cost because of the temporary restrictions on travel. So we are hiring subcons in overseas geographies for our project implementation. So net profit after tax is at 183.2 million, is higher than quarter four by about as a result of both higher other income, so higher income of on our investments, as well as higher foreign exchange income, and a lower tax rate. Last quarter we had a one-off in the tax, and the tax rate was about 32%. This quarter the tax rate is about 24%, and our tax rate normally is in that 24-26% range. Okay. So we have had a fairly healthy cash flow of about 172 million, which is about 94% of our profit after tax. Our DSO are at 93, 1 day increase over last quarter, and we despite the healthy sales growth that we have seen in the quarter. Okay. Our hedge book is about $2.2 billion, and based on hedge accounting, we have taken about $7.5 million to profit for the quarter, and balance is carried on in reserves. Okay. I mean, if I were to summarize, we are back on a strong growth track with strong focus on profitability and operational improvement. Our endeavor is to continue with the same operational rigor as we embark on strong growth journey in the FY22. Okay. I will hand it over to Vivek to talk about capital allocation.
Yeah, thanks, Milind. So I think this completed quarter, we announced one new acquisition of Brainscale, a firm engaged in cloud transformation activities. It is in line with our stated M&A strategy of filling capability gaps in high growth areas. And we continue to look for opportunities which provide us fulfilling our capability gaps, synergy, and opportunities to grow. From an execution perspective, our focus has been on integration, on driving synergy, and a lot of our acquisitions, we are seeing great progress on new business, on high growth rates, improving profitability. CP referred to one of our largest deals in the healthcare industry vertical in the last quarter. It's coming through, it's a synergy deal by combining capabilities of one of our acquisitions and Tech Mahindra's capabilities. There is a very disciplined approach to back office integration to drive improvements in profitability of our acquired companies. And our synergy pipeline is the healthiest ever we've seen through acquisitions. The number of acquisitions which we've done in the last few years, what the pipeline we are working on for synergy is 3 to 4x of the standalone revenues of those businesses. So if I were to summarize it, a lot of these actions are helping us drive faster growth through these acquisitions, and also result in significant value creation from a shareholder's perspective. Abhilasha, over to you for Q&A.
Thank you, CP, Milind, and Vivek.